What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Frame Reviews. I'm Scott, and today we're reviewing Super Troopers 2. For those of you who are not familiar with Super Troopers 1, Super Troopers 2 picks up with the gang after they've long been disposed of after an incident, yet another incident, and they are now working under Farva, and they get a call that I guess is good, at least for us, that a province in Canada actually is American soil, and they're making a transition from taking Mounties out and putting state troopers in, so they get a second chance. For whatever reason, I don't really know, but here we are. This movie's directed by J. Chandrasekhar. He actually plays Thorny in Super Troopers. He also directed Beer Fest. He directed, what was it? Club Dread, I think. Which I actually thought Club Dread was okay. But look, it's just a romp, again, with the buddies getting back together, pulling pranks, and there is a sort of a crime mystery going on around it, around all the mayhem and everything like that. One thing coming out of this movie remains: Farva is awesome. Kevin Heffernan is hilarious, and the Broken Lizard guys really know how to write for this character, because he's absolutely hilarious. And it just, if anything, it's worth the price of admission just to see Heffernan, and he does have a large part, Farva does, in this new movie. You're not going to get wrapped up in plot again, and I hate saying that, but we're still not into that time of year yet where we're getting these, deep dramas or anything like that where, plot is essential, I guess. But when you go into this movie, there will be some laughs. They have this back and forth going on with, the Canadian Mounties, and that stuff is funny, and it's good stuff. It's actually intriguing, and it's not a very long movie, whatever the hour and a half or whatever it is, kind of flies by. And it is pretty, that stuff's pretty fun. The back and forth, the writing, they really dig on Americans, and they dig on Canadians, and it's fun to listen to the dialogue of how they're going to bring each other down. And a lot of the things that they say are pretty damn true. Which is hilarious, and I think it's funny, especially being in a theater. I mean, I went to 11:30 showing on a Friday, and it was decently filled. Usually I'm like the only one in the theater at those times, but there are people in there, and they seem to enjoy the American jokes and the Canadian jokes, so it was pretty funny. Some of them are like, ooh, I don't know if you can get away with that, but it's Super Troopers, so I think you're kind of self-aware when you go into those kinds of movies. The side plot, or the B plot in this, which is the whole smuggling thing again, which is a retread from the first one. It's barely in the movie, and then it comes to a head at the end, late in the third act, and it's like, really, why? I don't even care about that. I just want to see him mess with the Mounties and stuff. But there is a little bit in there that is just it's like I really could do without it. Of course, it's essential to the actual story. There is not much story here. It's ridiculous from the get-go. But it is going to do its job. It's going to make people laugh. It made me laugh, which is a shocker. Most of the time I was straight-faced. And I was then, every now and then I'd get a good laugh, and they were worth it laughs, not like, huh. It was more like, ha 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 ha. Whatever. But it was something that I think was, it's worth your time, I guess, if you're an interested, devout fan of Broken Lizard, or if you're interested in the Super Troopers sequel, or the Super Troopers canon. There's some good cameo appearances, and they do some really fun stuff with the dialogue. Anything from Breakfast Club, of all things, to Fred Savage is in it, and you know it's there's some really hilarious parts, and I think the girl who plays Guinevere or something like that. I actually thought she was pretty good. Her name I don't even think I can pronounce, but I'll give it a short. I swear I saw her in some other things, but it's Manuel Crickhew. Crickhew? I don't know. Comment below if you know how to pronounce the name. But she was pretty good, and it's good to see all those guys again, and there's some pretty funny shit, and, you know, you might have a good time. You're not going to end up, I don't believe you'll end up walking out pissed, because if you do, then you probably weren't going to like it to begin with. But I'm going to give the Super Troopers 2 out of 4 stars. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know if you're going to see it. If not, great. If you are, cool. Thanks, yo.